Hi scholars, we are going to work on the very last step for our make-believe story, and that is to take our story roller coaster and take all the ideas that we have and put it into an actual writing and actual story. So let's just review what we have done for our make-believe story. So we first started off with thinking of a character and finding some adjectives to describe our character. Then we took those adjectives and wrote some character descriptions about our character. And remember, I highlighted in red the adjectives that I used for my previous page. After we decided on our character, then we looked at a setting. So we thought of a setting and we told you some things that you can find in that setting. Then we took those ideas and put it into a setting description, and I underlined in blue all the things that you could find in the setting. Now, once you have your character and your setting, then we thought about the problem and the solution. So we thought about a problem that our character could have, and then we thought of a solution on how our character can fix that problem. So once we did all that great thinking, on Thursday, we did a story roller coaster. So we talked about how a story roller coaster, you're going to start off by introducing the characters and the setting. You're going to go up and then introduce the problem. Then you're going to come down and introduce this, tell the solution, and then finally ending with a feeling. So on your story roller coaster, you could have jotted a couple of ideas of how your story is going to be like. And so here's my story roller coaster, right? I have my introduction, I have my problem, my solution, and my ending. Now, when you do your writing today, scholars, it doesn't have to be exactly like your story roller coaster. It can be a little bit different. If you want to use these words from here to help you with your writing, of course you can use them. So I'm going to keep my story roller coaster out, but I'm going to get my writing paper ready. But I want to start off my story with a story starter. So here are some examples of some story starters. You can start off by saying one day, or another way you might hear a lot of make-believe stories is once upon a time, or you could say there was a. Now, are these the only story starters you can use? Of course not. You are your own writer, so you are free to think of any story starter you want, but these are just some 3 common ones that I have heard a lot in stories. So I think I'm going to start off with the one day for my story, okay? As you can see in my story roller coaster, I used one day here, okay? So for my introduction, I'm going to write in green, and then for my problem, I'm going to write in red, and then for my solution, I'm going to write in orange, and then finally with my feeling, I'm going to write in purple. Now, when you do your writing, you don't have to do it in colors, but if it helps you, then go ahead and do that as well, scholars, okay? So remember, the first part in my story roller coaster is to start off by having an introduction and telling about my setting and my character. So I'm going to start off by saying one day. Now I'm going to introduce my character, Chef Coco. Okay, was at his restaurant. Okay, so here Mrs. Chin is introducing the character and I'm telling the setting. I'm going to go a step further and tell you the name of the restaurant. His restaurant is named Coco's Place. Okay, so that was step 1 of my story roller coaster. Here I have, I'll use my pencil. Here I have my character, and here I have my setting. Okay, so now I'm going to write about the problem. I'm going to start telling about my story and introducing the problem in my make-believe story about Chef Coco. So now I'm going to be working on the problem. And here I was talking about how he's making 20 rolls, and on the last roll he ran out of fish, okay? So I'm going to now write my story. So one day Chef Coco was at his restaurant. His restaurant is named Coco's Place. He was so busy. Okay, I'm going to say a lot of people wanted sushi. Okay, so now, scholars, my story is changing a little bit from my story roller coaster, and that's okay. If you're writing and you feel like you want to change things up a little bit as a writer, you are free to do that. You don't have to make your story exactly like your story roller coaster. This was just to help you in some of the planning. So I'm changing up my story a little bit. So he was so busy, a lot of people wanted sushi. But he ran out of fish. Okay, so that again is my problem. And let me move this up so that you can see. So he ran out of fish. So that is my problem here, and I'm going to underline that, okay? So now when I go to my story roller coaster in orange, I'm going to talk about what the solution is. What is Chef Coco going to do to solve his problem? Okay, so I'm going to get a new piece of paper because I'm running out of room, and now I'm going to talk about the solution. And in my story roller coaster, I said he called his sister Sandy, and she brought him a box of fish. And I kind of still like that idea, so I'm going to continue that on with my writing. So I'm going to say, so Chef Coco called his sister Sandy. She gave him a box of fish. Okay, so now here's my solution. His sister Sandy gave him a box of fish. And I'm going to add one more thing because now Chef Coco's problem is solved when he has fish now, right? Now he can make sushi. Okay, so now scholars, I'm going to go back to my story roller coaster, and I see that I need to end with a feeling. So in here, I said that he was happy to be making sushi for his friends. Now you can continue that same idea, or you can do something different. Remember, you are your own writer, so you can write about whatever you like. So I'm going to say, Chef Coco is so happy Chef Coco is so happy that Chef Coco is so happy I'm not going to have that. He can make sushi for his friends. And now I have my feeling sentence, which is here, because I'm telling you that Chef Coco is happy. Okay? So as you can see, scholars, we took our ideas from my story roller coaster and took all those ideas that we wrote about on Thursday and put it into an actual story like we did today. Okay? So go ahead and try to do that on your own, my friends, and see if you can write a story based off your story roller coaster. Remember, if you want to change things or add more details as you're writing, that is an excellent thing to do. All right, writers? So go ahead and get started on your stories, and I can't wait to read them all.